Part 3 of this series on the Klein Langkloof covers the section from the 12th to the 21st kilometer. If you intend driving this pass, it's important to watch parts 1 and 2 sequentially, which contain important information relating to orientation, historical and tourism matters. Many of the corners on this road are extremely sharp and will require a reduction in speed down to 30 kilometers per hour. The warning signs are plentiful, so keep an eye on them and comply in your own interests. The Keurbooms River, or rather more correctly the Keurbooms River, has its sources southwest of Uniondale in the Langkloof and flows in a roughly southeasterly direction. It passes through Vlugt and the Prince Alfred's Pass, flowing along the northern side of the R340, then it turns south. After crossing the N2, it flows into the Indian Ocean through the Keurbooms estuary, located close to the coastal town of Plettenberg Bay. The river is approximately 85 kilometers long, with a catchment area of 1,080 square kilometers. Its main tributary is the P1660 River. The Keurbooms River marks the eastern limit of the area inhabited by the Cape Calaxius, a South African fish species endemic to the Cape Floristic region. It shares the same habitat as imported trouts and lives in an area between the Keurbooms and the Olifants River. Although in South Africa, this relatively delicate fish is only classified as near threatened, in Australia species of the same genus were driven to extinction by competing salmonids. The Keurbooms River Nature Reserve, which is a World Heritage Site, is an exquisite small reserve of just 740 hectares located in the lush garden route region just outside Plettenberg Bay. The Keurbooms River passes through the reserve, bringing an abundance of water from further up in the Tsitsikamma Mountains to enter the ocean through the stunning estuary. Promising an undiluted nature experience of indigenous forests, unspoiled river gorges and protected cliffs, this reserve is a favorite destination for both local and international travelers. Named after the western Keurbooms tree, the reserve is a sanctuary for indigenous trees, including the Cape Beech, giant stinkwoods and the beautiful Outeniqua yellowwoods. A lush destination filled with an abundance of plant life, the reserve can be explored on walks, boat trips and canoe trails. Swimming and birdwatching are also popular activities. Visitors should look out for the quirky vervet monkey, the shy blue duiker, beautiful grasbok and mongoose. Those patient and lucky enough could even spot the elusive leopard. The many bird species provide a musical background to the lush surroundings, with contributions from the Knysna lory, giant kingfisher, Knysna woodpecker, sunbirds, yellow-billed ducks and many more. At the 17-kilometer mark, the Kliprivier Primary School makes an appearance on the left. If you're driving this road on a weekday, be particularly careful of children on the road near this point. The settlement of Vlugt at the start of this route was apparently first known as Edmonton when pass builder extraordinaire Thomas Bain and his family lived there in the 1860s. The village later adopted its current name Vlugt. Whilst no record seemed to exist as to the name's origin, its Dutch meaning perhaps best translates as the escape, a fitting moniker. It took Bain 4 years to build the Prince Alfred's Pass, and by the time he left, the hamlet included a number of cottages as well as a small schoolhouse. 4 major floods between 1875 and 1934 washed away much of the topsoil, and the farmers started moving away from the area in the early 1960s. Ironically, the hamlet's current 50 or so permanent residents are battling drought conditions, and a number of them are actively involved in clearing alien vegetation to keep both the Keurbooms and the Vlugt River flowing. But most of the time you'll find them involved in the hospitality business or just enjoying their safe and beautiful environment. At the mouth of the Keurbooms River, the holiday town of Plettenberg Bay is an extremely popular destination. It has a population of roughly 29,000 people and was originally named Bahia Formosa, which translates as Beautiful Bay, by the early Portuguese explorers. Long before Jan van Riebeeck landed at the Cape, Portuguese explorers charted the bay in the 15th and 16th centuries, the first being Bartholomew Diaz in 1487. Be sure to watch part 4 and the final video in this series on the Klein Langkloof.